Cardfight, Vanguard, BT03.
Greetings! Mantore79 here, and welcome back to another deck profile video for Cardfight Vanguard Dear Days 2. Alright, let's begin pressing the A button now. Loading game and proceeding. Here we are in the main menu, up to deck build menu. Here we are in deck list menu, and now in today's video, the deck profile I'm giving you one for is a Vintage Formats, Royal Paladins, King of Knights Alfred, BT03, and okay, let's begin selecting the deck, entering edit deck, and off we go. Here we are in the deck build menu, and like I just mentioned before, the deck I'm building this deck profile video is a Vintage Formats, Royal Paladins, King of Knights Alfred deck, made of cards only available until BT03, and confirm. Let's begin. And now for the first Vanguard. For the first Vanguard of this deck, we are playing the Great Zero, Bartgall. Skill, starting unit, skills, first skill, auto. When another Royal Paladin rises unit, you may call this card to the rear circle. Second skill, actions, a rear guard. Cost, rest this unit. If the cost and paid, search your deck for up to one card, named Fusion Knight Lu or Flogel. Call to rear circle and shuffle deck. And already, the Great Zero, Bartgall, starting unit, we have one as the first Vanguard. And that we covered the deck's first Vanguard. Next, let's get on to the Grade 3 lineup. And now for the Grade 3 lineup. For the Grade 3s in this deck we're playing the Grade 3, King of Knights Alfred. Skills, first skill, continuous as a Vanguard. Your units cannot boost this unit. Second skill, continuous as a Vanguard. During your turn, this unit gets plus 2000 power for each of your Royal Paladin rear guards. Third skill, actions, a Vanguard or rear guard. Cost, counterblast 3. If the cost and paid, search your deck for up to one Grade 2 or less Royal Paladin, call the rear circle and shuffle deck. Alright, the Grade 3, King of Knights Alfred, we have 4 in the deck. Next, the Grade 3, Solitary Knight Gancelot. Skills, first skill, actions, a Vanguard, cost, counterblast 2. If the cost and paid, if you have a card named Blaster Blade in your soul, this unit gets plus 5000 power and plus 1 critical until end of turn. Second skill, action from the hand, cost, reveal this card to your opponent and put it atop the deck. If the cost and paid, search your deck for up to one card named Blaster Blade, reveal to your opponent, put in the hand, and shuffle deck. Okie dokie, the Grade 3, Solitary Knight Gancelot. We have 2 in the deck. And here we have the Grade 3, Swordsman of the Explosive Flames, Palamedes. Skill, auto, as a Vanguard or rearguard. When this unit attacks, if the number of Grade 3 Royal Paladin Vanguards and or rearguards you have is 2 or more, this unit gets plus 3000 power until end of battle. And affirmative, the Grade 3, Swordsman of the Explosive Flames, Palamedes. We have 2 in the deck. With that, we've covered the deck's Grade 3 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 2 lineup. And now for the Grade 2 lineup. For the Grade 2s in this deck we are playing the Grade 2, Blaster Blade. Skills, first skill, auto, cost, counterblast 2. When this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle, you pay the cost. If you do, choose an opponent's rear guard and retire it. Second skill, auto, cost, counterblast 2. When this unit is placed on rear guard circle, if you have a Royal Paladin Vanguard, you pay the cost. If you do, choose an opponent's Grade 2 or greater rear guard and retire it. Alrighty, the Grade 2, Blaster Blade. We have 4 in the deck. Next, the Grade 2, Knight of Silence Galaxy. We have 4 in the deck. And here we have the Grade 2, Swordsman of the Blaze Palamedes. Skill, auto, as a Vanguard or rearguard. When this unit attacks, if the number of Grade 3 Royal Paladin Vanguards and or rearguards you have is 2 or more, this unit gets plus 3000 power until end of battle. And okie dokie, the Grade 2, Swordsman of the Blaze Palamedes. We have 3 in the deck. With that, we've covered the deck's Grade 2 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 1 lineup. And now for the Great One lineup. For the Great Ones in this deck we are playing, the Great One, Flash Shield Assault, Sentinel Perfect Guard. Skills, first skill, Continuous Sentinel. You may only have up to 4 cards with Continuous Sentinel deck. Second skill, Auto. Cost, choose a Royal Paladin from hand and discard it. When this unit is placed on the Guardian Circle, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your Royal Paladins that's being attacked and that unit cannot be hit until end of battle. Alrighty, the Great One, Flash Shield Assault, we have 4 in the deck. Next, the Great One, Little Sage Marin, we have 4 in the deck. Here we have the Great One, Lake Maiden Lien. Skill, actions, Vanguard or Rearguard. Cost, rest this unit. And choose a card from hand, discard it. If the cost and pay, draw a card. Okay, the Great One, Lake Maiden Lien, we have 4 in the deck. And here is the Great One, Toy Pugal. Skill, auto as a Vanguard or Rearguard. When this unit boosts, if the number of Grade 3 Royal Paladin Vanguards and or Rearguards you have is 2 or more, this unit gets plus 3,000 power until end of battle. Affirmative, the Great One, Toy Pugal. We have 2 in the deck. With that, we've covered the deck's Grade 1 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 0 lineup. And now for the trigger lineup. For the triggers in this deck we are playing, the Grade 0. Future Knight Lu, critical trigger. Skill, actions of Rearguard. Cost, counterblast 1 and choose a unit with Future Knight Lu, a unit with Bark Gall, and a unit with Flow Goal from your Rearguard. Put them to Soul. If the cost and paid, if you have a Great One Vanguard, search your deck for up to 1 card named Blaster Blade, ride it, and shuffle deck. And alright, the Grade 0, Future Knight Lu, critical trigger, we have 4 in the deck. Next, the Grade 0, Flow Goal, stand trigger, we have 4 in the deck. Next, the Grade 0, Margal, draw trigger, skill, actions, of Rearguard, cost, put this into your soul. If the cost and pay, choose one of your Royal Paladins, that unit gets plus 3,000 power until end of turn. Okie dokie, the Grade 0, Margal, draw trigger, we have 4 in the deck. And here is the Grade 0, Yggdrasil Maiden Elaine, heal trigger, we have 4 in the deck. With that, I've covered the deck's trigger lineup. With that, the deck has been built, card effects explained. For the cards in this deck we are playing, the first Vanguard, 1 Grade 0 Bark Gall starter unit. Then for the main deck we have 4 Grade 3 King of Knights Alfred, 2 Grade 3 Solitary Knight Gancelot, 2 Grade 3 Swordsman of the Explosive Flames Palamedes, 4 Grade 2 Blaster Blade, 4 Grade 2 Knight of Silence Galatine, 3 Grade 2 Swordsman of the Blaze Palamedes, 4 Grade 1 Flash Shield Assault, 4 Grade 1 Little Sage Marin, 4 Grade 1 Lake Maiden Lien, and 2 Grade 1 Toy Pugal. And for the triggers we are playing in this deck, we have 4 critical triggers, 4 stand triggers, 4 draw triggers, and 4 heal triggers. With that, the deck's been built, card ups explained. Next, let's get on to testing out the deck. And here we are in the main menu, going to test out the deck, so going over to fight menu. Here we are in the fight menu, off to CPU fight menu. And here we are in the CPU fight menu. First, we go to change the format from standard to vintage. Format changed. Next, we equip our deck. Going to equip the deck I just showcased to you, the vintage formats, Royal Paladins, King of Knights Alfred BT03 deck. It all looks okay from this side. Then, selecting the deck, entering and using this deck. Yes, I will. Deck has been equipped. Next, I'm going to choose my opponent that I'm going to test this deck out on. For the opponent I'm going to test it out on is... who would be a good choice? I think I'll choose to battle against Haru Shinagawa. Hard difficulty, Tachikaze Clan, click. Deck equipped, opponent selected. Let's begin the fight right now. Pressing the fight button now. The battle begins. Let's get started. Off we go to the battle. And here we are in the fight. I'm gonna decide who goes first. So, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock to rock. One more time. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Again, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock to paper. I lose, going second. Drawing our starting hands. I got myself a Grade 1 Assault, Grade 2 Blaster Blade, Grade 0 Lou, Grade 3 Alfred, and a Grade 2 Ganslot. Just gonna redraw the trigger. Redraw. And Palamides. No Grade 1s, but Assault. That's not good. My opponent goes first. She rides the Grade 1 Sonic Noah. And skill Superior Call to the back to the front row. Battle phase and end of turn. My turn, draw. I ride Flash Shield Assault. Ride. Bark Gull skill. I move it to the back row. Move it behind the Vanguard. And going to battle phase. Boosted by Bark Gull. Assault attacks the Vanguard. 10k. The attack goes through. Drive check. And Great 1 Late Minion Lien. 1 damage. Boom. Damage check. Heal trigger. Nice. Trigger wasted. That is the end of my turn. My opponent's turn. Here comes the Grade 2 Mega Rex. And another Mega Rex and a Grade 1 Savage Warrior. A full formation. 16,000 power. No guard. Gonna take it. Ow! Damage check. Stand trigger. I give all effects to. I restand Bark Gull and stand the power of the Vanguard. That's not a good start. Here comes 16,000 power. No guard. I'm gonna take it. Drive check. No trigger. 1 damage. Ow! Damage check. 2 stand triggers out the deck. That's not good. The consequences of not using Bark Gull's skill at the beginning of the game. If only I managed to draw another Great 1 earlier, it would have been easier. And my opponent's turn, my turn. Draw. Another Alfred. I ride. Stand up Aichi's avatar. Blaster Blade. Blaster Blade's Counter Blast. 1 and 2. Retiring from the rear guard. I retire the back row Savage Warrior. Then I call to the rear guard 2 copies of Galatine, 1 and 2. Then I also call Lake Maiden Lien. Call. To the battle phase we go. First up, Galatine attacks the rear guard Mega Rex, 10k to 10k. The attack goes through and slash. 1 less rear guard to worry about. Boosted by Bark Gull. Blaster Blade attacks the Vanguard. 13,000 power. The attack goes through. Drive check. Grade 2 Galatine. 1 damage. Slash. Damage check. No trigger. Grade 2. 1 less rear guard to worry about. Boosted by Lien. Go Galatine. 17,000 power. The attack goes through. Slash. Damage check. Heal trigger. He can heal. And that is it for my turn. Here comes my opponent's turn. She rides the Grade 3 Gigarex. Calling the Grade 3 Blastosaurus. Savage Warrior skill adding power. And Vanguard skill adding more power. The Grade 0 skill, Counter Blast, and Return Hand. Calling another rear guard, a Cannon Gear. Cannon Gear skill, retire rear guard, and Gigarex's skill, more power. Here comes Blast Source skill, re-add to hand and call it. Gigarex skill, more power. Phew, full formation. Savage Warrior skill. And he's retiring and calling Dragon Egg. Gigarex skill, adding more power. This is not good for me. 11,000 power. I choose to intercept with Galatine. 14,000 power. Attack blocked. Kachink. Safe. Here comes the Vanguard. Gigarex, 14k to 9k. No guard, taking it. Drive check first. No trigger, Sky Terra, and a second check. No trigger, perfect guard. So the attack is just 1 damage. Ow! Damage check. Ah, that's my 3rd stand trigger. And power added. That's the end of my turn. Let's end my post turn, my turn. Alright, let's do this. I ride King of Knights Alfred. Then I activate Gancelot's skill. I choose to return it to the deck and add Blaster Blade to my hand. Adding Blaster Blade. There we go. I activate Barkgall's skill. Self-rest. And I call Flogel, the last remaining one, to the rear guard. No point depending on stand triggers now since there's only 1 left in the deck. Calling Alfred. To the battle phase we go. 20,000 to Vanguard. The attack goes through. Twin Drive, first check. Palamedes, and second check. Marin. And slash. Damage check. No trigger. Now, boosted by Flogel, Alfred attacks the Vanguard. 15,000 power. The attack goes through. Slash. Damage check. No trigger, perfect guard. Now, boosted by Lied, Galatine to the Vanguard. 17,000 power. The attack goes through. Slash. 1 more damage. Check. No trigger. Tyrant Defrex. And that is it for my turn. Here comes my opponent's move. Main phase, calling over Dragon Egg, Sky Terra. Dragon Egg skill, Counterblast, and back to hand. Gigarex's skill, adding power. And he's calling Dragon Egg over Sky Terra. The Vanguard gets more power of its own skill. And Sky Terra's skill. Counterblast and return hand. He's repeating the same combo. Uh-oh. I think he's just gonna keep repeating until he runs out of Counterblast to activate the skills over and over to give more power to his Vanguard. And he's calling over. Whew, that's a lot of retiring and re-adding. And his Vanguard's up to 14,000 power. And he's calling. And calling. Uh-oh. Here comes 17,000 power. I choose to intercept with Galatine and guard with Palamedes. 20,000 power. The attack is blocked. Kachink! Safe! Now here comes the Vanguard for 22,000 power. Alright then. No guard, gonna take it. Twin Drive, first check. No trigger, safe, and a second check. Draw trigger. He gives it to the Great Zero, but it has not enough power, so just 1 damage to me. Ow! Damage check. And draw trigger, nice. Draw a card. And power up. Whew boy. It's the end of my opponent's turn. My turn. Stand and draw. Heal trigger. Skipping ride phase. Going to main phase. I am going to call another Galatine to rear guard. That ought to do it. Skipping main phase, going to battle phase. Alfred, unboosted, attacks the Vanguard. 20,000 power. My opponent perfect guards with the Grade 1 Arc Bird. Discarding for the cost A. Grade 2 Mega Rex. Twin Drive, first check. Paladin, and second check. Toy Pugal, not too shabby. And Kachink, the attack fails. Boosted by Flogel, Alfred attacks the Vanguard. 15,000 to 10,000. He guards with a draw trigger and intercepts. 20,000. And the attack fails. The final attack, Lien boosts my Galatine for 17,000 power. To the Vanguard. The attack goes through and slash. 1 damage. Check. Oh no, a heal trigger. That's the third one. She managed to survive. End of my turn, my opponent's turn. Here comes the Grade 2 Mega Rex. Giga Rex's skill adding power. And Dragon skill adding counterblast to return hand and calling. And calling. Full formation. Here comes 14k. No guard, gonna take it. Ouch! And damage check. No trigger, Lake Maiden Lien. Here comes 19,000 power with Giga Rex boosted by the Grade 1 Sonic Noah, 19k. Guarding with Lake Maiden Lien and intercepting with Galatine. That's 2 to pass. Yep, that ought to be enough. 2 to pass. First check. Oh no, a critical trigger. All to the rear guard. And second check. Perfect guard. That's not good. Kachink. Survived. Here comes Mega Rex boosted by the Savage Warrior for 21,000 power. Guarding with Future Knight Lu. And my Great 1 Little Sage Marin, 25,000 power. That's just barely enough. Kachink. Survived. Phew, that was a close one. End of my opponent's turn, my turn. Stand and draw. And let's get started. I'm going to first, skip the right phase and go into main phase. Should I just call from hand or activate Alfred's skill? This is a tough choice. I think I'm going to Alright, I call Blaster Blade to the empty space over here. Counter Blast 2, 1 and 2. Retiring my opponent's front row Mega Rex. Then, over Flogel, I call Toy Pugal. And over the rearguard Alfred, I call Swordsman of the Explosive Flames Palamedes. That ought to do it. To the battle phase we go. Alfred unboosted to the Vanguard, 20,000 power. He perfect guards with Arcberg, discarding the remaining cards in her hand. It is a Grade 0 critical trigger and Twin Drive, first check. No trigger, Lake Maiden Lien, and second check. Heal trigger, nice. I heal 1 point of damage. Healing and power to Blaster Blade. And the attack is blocked. No worries, got 2 more attacks on the way. Boosted by Toipagal, Palamedes attacks the Vanguard. Palamedes' skill, 3000 power to himself. And Toipagal's skill, the same, power to himself. 22,000 power to Vanguard. The attack goes through and slash. Damage check. No trigger, 6 damage, I win. And GG, good game. Was a little worried there by the end, but I managed to at least draw all the cards I needed to make this deck work for me. Despite losing all my stand triggers at the beginning of the game, I still managed to try out the new cards to make up for it, so it was an okay match all to all. So I got win, opponent healed 6 damage, fought for 8 turns, superior cult, defeated very hard difficulty, got 1820 VP, total 18,520 VP, pressing A to go next, leaving the fight and returning to the CPU fight menu. Here we are in CPU fight menu, leaving CPU fight. Back to the fight menu, leaving fight menu. And we've returned to the main menu, going to the deck build menu. Here in the deck list menu, and of that, the deck has been built, card list explained, and I just finished testing the deck out in front of you. So first I want to say is, thank you to the viewers for watching today's video, and to please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload in the near future. I'll also be able to show support by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my videos and channel. And of that I say, goodbye and see you all soon!